What's up YouTube? I'm Vaughn and this is the Gear channel where we discuss collectibles, hobbies, kabay games from tabletop to video games, and we're back with another Digimon TCG first place meta deck, and today we have a very interesting one because it's Bagra Army Hunters. That's right, so we have Bagra Army, which is a very controlled deck, and then we have Hunters that is pretty much like very explosive, very aggressive, so it kind of reminds me of Rookie Rush but on steroids. So very good deck, and this player managed to get first place by combining both of these together. So before we look into this, definitely like and subscribe because it really helps the channel a lot and I do really appreciate it. So they're playing 4 Monimon. If you're not familiar, it's the one on deletion. If this Digimon has saves, draw 1. Then he is playing for Sound Birdmon, which is a bird, not Bagra Army, but it does have save, which is very interesting. But when attacking by placing one purple Digimon card from your hand under one of your tamers, draw a card. So very good. So lots of draw powers. Opponent's turn, when this card is trashed by an effect, gain 1 memory. Then we have one Chikurimon, which is on play. By deleting this Digimon, reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Bagra Army in its tray among them to your hand. Place the remaining at the bottom of the deck. On deletion, save. And the inherent our opponent's turn, when this Digivolution card is trashed by an effect, gain 1 memory. So you can gain quite a bit of memory on your opponent's turn. Now we have 4 Gumdramon, which is the evolution for 0 from a level 2 Digimon card that contains save in its text. So that's anywhere. So it could be the inherent, the actual ability, doesn't matter as long as they're saved somewhere in the card text. You could Digivolve over that level 2. So on play, by placing a Digimon card with save in its card text from your hand under one of your tamers, draw a card. So on deletion, save as well. Digicross, one Digimon card with save in its card text, and then it has the inherit. When attacking once per turn, if this Digimon has save in its card text, draw a card. So 4 of this one. Then there's 4 of the Psychmon from BT12. Digivolve 0 from a level 2 that has save in its card text. On play, you may add 1 Digimon card with save in its card text from under one of your tamers to your hand. So recycling is always good. On deletion, save, and then Digicross as well with the save. Then when attacking once per turn, if this Digimon has save in its card text, draw a card. So lots of draw power, so you can actually get through your deck quite fast. Now for the level 4s, we have 4 Troopmons, which is opponent's turn once per turn. When one of your opponents plays a Digimon or Tamer, by trusting one of this Digimon Digivolution cards, gain a memory. So if you actually trust the Sound Birdmon, you can actually potentially gain 2 memories instead, and that can easily pass your opponent's turn very fast, especially if it's beginning of the game and they play a tamer. You could definitely gain quite a bit of memory for your turn. On deletion, save again, and then opponent's turn, when this card is trashed from the Digivolution source by a card effect, gain 1 memory. Then we have 4 Mad Leomon. Love this card. I think it's amazing. Opponent's turn. Once per turn, when the number of cards in your opponent's hand is increased by effect, by trashing any one of these Digimon Digivolution cards, your opponent trashes cards from their hand equal to the number of cards that were increased, which is very good. So if someone plays like a card like David and adds a green and blue Digimon, then that means that they're going to have to trash 2 cards from their hand. And also, if you're trashing as well, you could potentially gain a memory also. So on deletion, save. And then Digicross is 1 Digimon card with Bagra Army in its trade. So you could actually minus it by 2, which is interesting. And then opponent's turn, when this card is trashed from the Digivolution source by an effect, gain a memory. So it's very fast paced, this build, and I really like it because I think Bagra Army, it's a great control deck, but I think it was missing quite a bit of like fast pace. So the Hunter definitely does increase that. So opponent's turn for Maliomon armed mode. Once per turn, when an effect adds cards to your opponent's hand by charging one of this this Digimon Digivolution cards, draw 2 cards. I prefer the other Man Leomon more because I think taking hand control of your opponent is much more viable, and especially that you already have quite a bit of cards that lets you draw on its own. So that's why I prefer the other one. But at the same time, it has the on deletion save, but also Digicross 2 Maliomon and 1 Digimon with Bagra Army in its trade. So very interesting. When this Digivolution card is trashed by an effect, gain 1 memory. Okay, now for our next level 4, we have Daemon that they're playing for also. So this is the only black Digimon that they have that I see so far. So Digivolve 2 from a level 3 with a text containing save. So pretty much could Digivolve majority over everything. So on play, when Digivolve, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, and you may play 1 Taiki, Kudo, Yuma, or Tagira Akashi among them without paying its memory cost. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. On deletion, save as well. Plus, then place 1 Digimon with save in the card type from your chest to 1 tamer. So this actually gets you 2 cards underneath your tamers, which is very good. Cross 2 for 1 Digimon with save in its card text. In its inherent is opponent's turn when this Digimon has save in its card text gains blocker. So quite good. And then we have 2 Omni Shotmons, okay? Surprisingly, he's not playing the Shotmon because that actually does a similar effect to Daemon as well. Digivolve 3 from level 4 if this card contains save. When Digivolving, choose any number of your opponent's Digimon whose total DP adds up to 4,000 or less and delete them. For every 2 Digivolution cards this Digimon has, add 3,000 to the maximum DP you choose with this effect. So this is actually quite good. So it starts with 4,000. If you did the proper Digivolution and it has the level 2, the level 3, and the level 4, that means you gain an additional 3,000. So it's a 7,000 DP. If you manage to get more Digivolution under your Digimon, then you could actually increase that level for quite a bit as well. Your turn, while this Digimon has 4 more Digivolution cards, this Digimon gains security +1. So security attack +1. When attacking once per turn, if this Digimon has save in its card text, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 4,000 DP or less. Very, very good. Next, we have 4 Astamon. So Digivolve 5 from a Psychmon, 3 from yellow, green, or purple level 4 with save. So very, very interesting. Like a lot. So you could skip a Digivolution by Digivolving straight into a Work Ace or Warp Digivolve. Very good. Then we have when Digivolving, you may play 1 level 4 or lower Digimon card with save in its description from the bottom of your tamer without paying its memory cost. If this Digimon has 4 or more Digivolution cards, oh, sorry about that. This Digimon may Digivolve into Quartzmon in your hand or under your tamer, reducing the Digivolution cost by 3 instead. So that's very, very good. When attacking once per turn, if this Digimon has save in its card text, draw 1. Pretty good. Okay, then we have our level 6s. So we have 2 Bagramon, which is very good. So if you're not familiar with it, on play when Digivolving, if your opponent has 1 or fewer Digimon in play, look at your opponent's hand and trust 1 card among them. If your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play, place one of your opponent's Digimon under one of your opponent's other Digimon as its bottom Digivolution card. Now, keep in mind the ruling for this is that if they have a bunch of Digivolutions underneath it, like materials, and you place it under another one, it's just the top Digimon that it places under and not the materials that it has underneath. Okay, so I've seen like a lot of plays that people screw up on that, but just keep it in mind the rest, all the other Digimon that's underneath that Digimon, all gets trashed. So just keep that in mind if you see someone placing and they put the whole stack underneath the other Digimon. It's like, no, it's just the top Digimon that goes underneath and then the rest are trash. Then he has the ability all turns, once per turn, when your opponent's Digimon digivolves or when an effect adds cards to an opponent's Digimon Digivolution cards by trashing 1 card in the Digimon Digivolution cards, trash 1 of the top cards of your opponent's security. So this is quite good because you could apply it on your turn, you could apply on your opponent's turn, depending what your opponent has. This could be useful in multiple ways. Next, we have 3 Quartzmon. So this one we can see that the spamming, and this is really good because the deck was missing something that was kind of like stun, okay? Because it's a very controlled deck, you know, it does like the hand control, the field control security as well, opponent security of like trashing and not really forcing attacks. So it needed like something to like get by to kind of stun your opponent's board. And Quartz is probably the best option because they're playing 3 of this, and it has the ability. So first off, Digivolve 9 from a level 5 if the card text has save. So this could actually skip any level 6 because for level 6s, it's green, black, and also white. And if we use it with the other guy, it's going on cost 6, which is not that bad actually if we're skipping a Digivolution. If you're not familiar with the ability though, when Digivolving, suspend all Digimon except this, and they suspended all Tamers. Let me reread that. That was bad. So suspend all Digimon except this card and suspend all Tamers. Then gain 1 memory for every 2 suspended Digimon and or Tamers in play, which is quite good. All turns, all Digimon except this one and all Tamers can't unsuspend. Very good as well. When attacking, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers. Then for every 5 suspended Digimon and or Tamers in play, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. Very, very good. Next, we have Darkness Bagramon, which honestly is a really good card for like side tech. So not really because we don't have side deck, but also if you're playing like purple or black, this is actually a very good card against like hunters, okay? Especially if you have some Bagra like monsters, like you could definitely abuse this quite a bit. So what it does is on play, when Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon, then you may play up to 5 Digimon cards with Bagra Army in its tray from your chest at the bottom of this Digimon Digivolution cards, okay? So very good. Then, opponent's turn, when one of your opponent's Digimon attacks or digivolves by trashing 5 cards from the Digimon Digivolution cards, return all Tamers to the owner's hands. So yeah, if your opponent digivolves and they're playing Hunters and they have like a bunch of Tamers, all that is going to go back into the hand and you're like, perfect. You're all set up with your plays. You have nothing to worry about. It also has Digicross 3, so Bagramon and also Dark Knightmon as well. So you can actually reduce it quite a bit. But also you have Tamers as well to reduce the Digivolution cost, which is quite good. So then we have Aaron Amano, okay? All turns, once per turn, when a purple card is placed under this tamer, draw a card and gain 1 memory. Your turn, once per turn, when you would play a level 4 or higher Digimon with Bagra Army in its tray by placing up to 3 purple Digimon cards from under your tamers in that Digimon Digivolution card, reduce the play cost of the Digimon by 2 for each card is placed. So you can actually reduce it quite a bit, and especially if you're using the Digicross and using this as well, you can reduce it quite a bit. All right, so 4 of this one. 1 of Takiru, okay, which is start of your turn. If you have 2 or less memories, set your memory to 3, so it's a memory tamer. Also, it has the ability, your turn, when one of your Digimon would digivolve into a Digimon card with save in its card text by suspending this tamer by placing 1 card from your under your tamer under that Digimon as its bottom Digivolution card. Reduce the Digivolution by 1, which is quite good because quite a bit of our Bagra Army cards also has save, so you can actually use this towards them as well. So surprised they're only playing 1 of this. And then they're playing 3 Taki, which, like, you know what, it's good. It's a good ratio, decent. I would probably like do a split, but it's okay. That's just me personally. So start your main phase, okay, by placing 1 Digimon card with save in its card text from your hand under a tamer, draw a card. So you could actually fill up your tamer quite fast and you're drawing cards as well. And then it has the same ability that when one of your Digimon would digivolve into a Digimon with save in its card text by suspending this tamer and placing 1 card from under your tamer at the bottom of this Digimon Digivolution card, reduce the Digivolution cost by 1. And yes, you could actually stack them with the other one as well. So you could potentially reduce the Digivolution of them by 2, which actually speeds up the process. So this deck is so cool. I like it a lot. It's definitely one that we might actually see come up quite a bit because especially for the quartz, it was definitely missing something to like stun a bit. So having quartz right away definitely gives you a big advantage, and especially if you are playing a controlled deck. So this is one thing I really like in the deck. So I think like Bagra Hunters or Hunter Bagra Army, like whatever you want to call it, like I think this could be definitely like the best Bagra Army deck out because those hunters definitely support it quite a bit. And that's it for a deck profile. Now if you guys enjoyed today's video, you know what to do. Like and subscribe, and if you want a sneak peek of future products we're planning to review here on the channel, you can follow me on my Instagram, VaughnGear. I'm Vaughn, and this was the Gear Channel.